What's up guys, we are back with some special edition to showcase some mods that I have added, with the first one being Whiterun Walls. I was using Fortified Whiterun for a while, and it is great, but I wanted to try something new. So this mod is more noticeable when inside the city. The mod is going to make Whiterun look like a new place, and there's going to be huge walls placed everywhere, and it's very performance heavy. So when you first install this mod, you can choose to have a FO mod installer, and you can exclude the exterior edits in case you're running into conflicts. So you can actually choose from high walls or very high walls, but honestly I couldn't see the difference after trying both. This also has patches for Lux Via and Northern Roads, and I have been using it for a little bit now with no problems. So I recommend giving this one a try. I reinstalled Rapid Bow V3 for like the 10th time now, and it finally worked for me. So I was able to perform the moves as well as use the secondary dagger for close ranged attacks. When I tried to install this mod before, I would constantly do a taunt instead of the melee attack. So the way this works is a great idea in my opinion. It can make archery so much more fun to play. My problem is that the melee attacks with this mod feel a little bit inconsistent with the direction that you're holding. For example, if you're holding S while doing a melee attack, you're supposed to do like a drop kick move in which your character will like kick off an enemy and then fire an arrow while flying back. But a lot of times when I would try to do this move, my character would attack to the left instead. So it's probably because I was using a controller when I was using this, so it's probably more consistent if you're using this on a keyboard. But I will hold on to this mod anyway because I think it's really nice. Next is Go to Bed, which is a mod that everyone should have if you like immersion. So I already had this for a long time, but I'm just going to show it off anyway because I just want to show you all the mods that I have in my build so you can build with me as you go along. So, when you interact with the bed, your character will actually lay down using animations that's already present in the game, so you won't need to run FNIS or Nemesis. Additionally, you can use the mod called Use Those Blankets, which will make the player and the NPCs use a blanket when they lay in the bed. Next is Flat World Map Framework, which is a base for map mods. I have always wanted to use something like this but could never get it to work. So finally I have got it to work in my build, and now that I have finally understand how this thing works, I think the entire time I was installing map mods and not installing the dang framework. So facepalm for me. I decided to use Skyrim paper map freelance cartography in this video. It is the first map mod that I decided to try after installing the framework. It had grabbed my attention with its rusted look and having the large hold icons surrounding the map. Next is Valum Keep, and this is going to fortify the Valtheim towers in the Whiterun hold. This is going to add more structures, clutters, and bandits, as well as a forge. So the place will be noticeably more difficult, and it actually might be worth paying the fee to that bandit that extorts you as you walk by. So that is if you can even get the conversation to trigger. I don't even remember getting the opportunity to pay her. So with this mod installed, that opportunity might be removed. So be cautious of that. Overall, I really do like this mod. Once you take out the bandits here, you can actually like raise a banner for either like the Imperials, the Stormcloak, or the Whiterun, and the respective guards will show up at that location and take over it like it was a fort. Next is an armor mod that I found on vectorplexes.com. This is the Christine Dragon Berserker armor. The version that I have gotten was Sam refitted, so I was able to use this with Shape Atlas for Men, and Shape Atlas for Men lets you add more meat to your male characters. So this armor gives me Redguard vibes. I think it's actually a Redguard themed armor, correct me if I'm wrong, Anyway, this thing looks great. It's completely modular and it has SMP physics in the capes as well as like some of the flaps that hang in the front of the pants. There's also a set of weapons consisting of a sword, a dagger, and a battle axe. And I think that this mod looks really amazing. It looks really good. It's one of the best looking male mods that I've seen in a while. But I have to keep it real with you and discuss my issue. So the problem that I had with this mod was that it was so freaking huge in file size. I think it was maybe about 600 megabytes, maybe even more than that. And I think that's just crazy since it's just one outfit and it only has one color. So I've tried to downscale the textures with Ordinator and it just gives me errors. So sadly I'm not going to be able to keep this one simply because the file size is just too big for one armor and 3 weapons. Next is Black Mount's Chocobos with music. This is going to add some conjuration spells to the game that you can use to summon a few different Chocobo variants. The first model looks less like a Chocobo and doesn't have any wings. And then the second one looks more accurate, and this Chocobo has wings, and they move a bit wonky. So when I was mounting these things, I'm not exactly sure if they was able to sprint, and if they did, they barely gained any speed from doing so. I really don't plan on keeping this mod, but I just really wanted to try it because I am a huge fan of Final Fantasy. So, you know, I decided to try it out. And what is really nice about this mod is that you will actually get Chocobo music to play whenever you mount these things. It will not loop, however, so once the song ends, you would just go back to playing default music. And the birds are also very difficult to mount. I'm telling you, you don't see any indicator that tells you to mount them. So, like, when you're trying to do so, you just have to keep running up against them and just mashing the E key until you eventually, you know, mount the Chocobo. So that's what I did. I don't know if there's another way to get on there easier, but it doesn't work simple like a horse. So I'm going to end it here. I will link the mods in the description. I'm not exactly sure if I'm allowed to link Vectorplex's site in the YouTube description due to it being mostly adult themed, but I'll try my best to help you find it. Let me know what mods I should try out next, and I will see you all next time.